today on Google Play Store and join the broadcast. The Biafra Radio, we preach the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Live, on air, on radio, on the app, the Biafra Radio. Download the Biafra Radio today on Google Play Store and join the broadcast. The Biafra Radio, we preach the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Live, on air, on radio, on the app, the Biafra Radio. Download the Biafra Radio today on Google Play Store and join the broadcast. The Biafra Radio, we preach the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Live, on air, on radio, on the app, the Biafra Radio. Download the Biafra Radio today on Google Play Store and join the broadcast. The Biafra Radio, we preach the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Live, on air, on radio, on the app, the Biafra Radio. Download the Biafra Radio today on Google Play Store and join the broadcast. The Biafra Radio, we preach the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night to some of you, depending on where you're listening to us from. You are welcome to today's broadcast of Voice of the Coast on Biafra Radio. You are welcome, you are welcome. My name is Kimiowei, Tari, Nemi. I will advise that you share this gospel to your friends and your loved ones, so that this message will reach to people that it should reach to. Today is the 25th day of the month of our Lord, the month of August in the year of our Lord 2023. And this is a minute past the hour of 2 p.m. in the land of Biafra, in the holy land of Biafra. We must continue. And before we do that, we must pray as it is our custom to do so. Let us pray. Nana way, all gonomokiri motameda. The one who reigns in the earth and reigns in the heavens. Tamara, we worship you. Thank you for your wisdom. We thank you for your love. We thank you for all that you're doing. We ask that you continue to protect our leader, keep him safe and sound even in the midst of all the ravening wolves and all the wild animals of the zoo. You have kept him to this day. Lord, we ask that you continue to keep him and that you fast forward his release, irrespective of what the jackals and all of them, irrespective of all that they are doing to make sure that our leader never comes out. Our hope is in you. Our trust is in you. We ask, oh Lord, that you do what you know how to do best. Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Lord, we pray for all of our people all over the world. We pray for all those that have dedicated themselves, separated themselves, and committed their lives to this cause to save the Biafran people from bondage, to save the Biafran people from destruction. Lord, we ask that you continue to keep those ones, preserve them, preserve their businesses, preserve everything that they do. Take their children away from harm's way and take them away from harm's way. Protect them, even though we are in a period where all the good people are targeted. Our trust is in you, our hope is in you. We look unto you for protection alone. We do not look unto man. Let all freedom fighters, all well-meaning freedom fighters all over the world, Lord, we ask that you protect them, that you keep them from the destruction of the evil ones. And this fire that you have started in Africa, Lord, we ask that this fire shall continue until all of Africa is entirely free and there is no one in the continent of Africa that continues to be in bondage. Free us from the chains that they have put around our minds. Free us from the chains that we cannot see. The chains that they have put on paper. Lord, we ask that you free your people. For the people of Africa have suffered enough. Let this fire result to the entire freedom of the entire continent of Africa. All this we pray in the name of Tamara. Chukukika Abiyama, Ayiba, Abase, Ise, more power. We must continue. And today we shall be talking about something I title The Illusion of Freedom. The illusion of freedom. What is an illusion? An illusion is something that looks like it is, that looks real, but it's not real. Sometimes it feels real. Sometimes it's as if you are touching it. It's as if you can touch it, but it's not real. It's an illusion. You know, there's this game that if you go to some of these recreational centers where you just want to catch fun, you call it 3D. You can sit there, they will put it in your eyes. You wear it like goggles. Then you begin to see different creatures, you begin to see different things, you begin to see different activities. And you see some animals like they are coming after you like they want to eat you up. You can see them, it looks so real. Sometimes they will come like they are touching you and what you're wearing will create a little electrical force like it vibrates. And it will be as if something actually touched you. And you see some people scream, they will shout in fear. And if it is the one that is pleasurable, you will see them, they will be smiling, they will be so happy. Most of them are fearful, so you see people shouting and screaming, mostly ladies. They will scream, and sometimes they will pull it off. And some of them will forget that is an illusion. The way they are going to scream, their reaction, they will forget that this thing is not real, it's an illusion. Until somebody else will help them to remove it. And they'll be looking at everybody like, how come? what really happened to me, because they got lost in the illusion. So that is how powerful that illusion can be. Illusion makes it look so real. You begin to feel like this is so real. And if you're not told that this thing is an illusion, you will live all your life in that illusion. Africans, most Africans, the life that Africans are living today is an illusion. Of course, recently, we are beginning to understand. When Mazi started preaching, and the rest of us indigenous people of Biafra joined him to continue preaching this message, the scales begin to fall off. Many people begin to remove the goggle of illusion, and they started seeing the reality. But funny enough, some people will remove the goggle, see reality, and go back to pick the goggle and wear it back because they prefer the illusion than reality. Because reality comes with certain responsibilities. Reality is tough. The real world is tough. It's tough out there. It's tough. So you must be tough to face the real world. But illusion is very easy. It's very easy to believe an illusion, to just accept the illusion. But reality is tough. So some people will prefer to go back to the illusion and wear it. They'll prefer to wear the illusion. Illusion. It looks real, but it's not. It's not real. That is illusion. Illusion looks real. Looks so real, and you will think, oh, this is so real. But no. The suffering of Africans is an illusion. How can you have all the wealth in the world and you're suffering? You're living in an illusion. It's not real. The suffering of Africans are not real. The poverty in Africa is not real. How? How can you be so rich yet so poor? It's an illusion. It's not real. It's not real. The poverty is not real. It's an illusion. Until you realize that you've been living an illusion, you will never see reality. Until you take off that goggle from your eyes, you will never be able to see reality. Many people are living in poverty in different nations in Africa or different contraption, because most of what we have as nations or countries in Africa are borders drawn by strangers. So you see, most of these people, they don't know how to get out of this. They are confused. They keep struggling day by day, yet they are making no headway. They're not making any progress. And they are wondering, how come I'm not making any progress? It's because you are living an illusion. Take off the goggle and see the truth. You must take off the goggle. Some of you are crying, oh, there's insecurity here, there is. Oh, you are living an illusion. It is all illusion, it's not real. It's not real. The problems you have are not real. It's because you have chosen to continue in your illusion. That is why That is why you're suffering. I know some of you listening to me, you'll be wondering, what does this guy mean? What is he trying to say? How can he say all these sufferings are illusion? I will explain to you. Be patient. I'll take it step by step, and I'll explain different illusion, different aspects of illusion that Africans are going through. And once you begin to see the reality, there are pressures to force you back to wear the goggle. There are pressures to force you into accepting the goggle. They put pressure everywhere. Just imagine that you are living in a community. You are living in a community, you're living in a town where everybody is forced to put on goggle, a particular goggle that makes you see the environment in a different way. If you remove that goggle, then the authorities will come after you. Or if you remove the goggle and you begin to say, or you begin to talk about things the way you are seeing it with your optical eyes, then the authorities will be sent after you. Now, just imagine this. I want you to just picture this so that you have an understanding of what Biafrans and most Africans, not just Biafrans, what most Africans are going through. Though there are many Biafrans that are beginning to see the reality, and that is why we're being haunted. That is why we're being haunted. Because many Biafrans are seeing the reality. So now, imagine you're living in a society, in an environment, in a community where everybody must put on a certain type of goggle, maybe like a dark shade, whereby during daytime, you see everywhere like night. So it is as if there is no daytime. Everywhere is like night. You put on a very dark shade. Everywhere is like night. You don't see clearly. Once you remove that dark shade, the authorities will be on your neck. There is actually no law that everybody should put on that dark shade. But the authorities make it in such a way that everybody must put on the dark shade. Once you remove it and you begin to say that you're seeing daylight, they come after you. That is what the people of Biafra are going through. That is why Mazi is still in detention. Because they don't want him to say that he's seeing daylight. How can you see daylight? We have all accepted that in this place, there is no daylight. It is all night. And we must all put on our goggle for that acceptance to be seen to be real. So this ideology must be seen to be real. So if you come up to begin to say, no, I am seeing daylight, then we must have to hold you down. If you refuse, we must kill you. Or we lock you up and forget you. You're not allowed to see daylight. They don't put it down in the law. It's not in the law. But they act on it. There is no law that says, in fact, in the zoo law, the zoo constitution says that people can have free speech. But when you speak freely, you'll be haunted. That is it. That is the illusion. It is an illusion. It's not real. It is an illusion. It's not real. So, they present an illusion to you that is not real. Now, the zoo called Nigeria itself is an illusion. And let me explain this. So, this is the beginning of my explanation of the illusion. Let me explain. The zoo called Nigeria itself is an illusion to the people. The zoo called Nigeria says that it is a nation, but it is not a nation. The zoo called Nigeria says that it is a country, but it is not a country. It is not natural. It is not naturally formed. There are divergent ideologies, divergent cultures that are parallel to each other. They can never mix. That cannot be a nation. A nation have relative culture. People of a particular nation will have relative culture. It may not be exactly the same, but it must be relative. And people within a country, their ideologies must blend, or else how can they make progress if the ideologies do not blend? The ideologies must blend. They may not speak one language, but the ideology is what makes it a country. The ideology must blend. So a country is not just a landmass of people living within this territory, this landmass territory, okay, cut out with defined borders. That's not just what a country is. A country is more than that. The ideology must blend. The zoo called Nigeria, that's just what it is. It's just a state. You should understand what a state is. A state, a country, a nation. They can be used interchangeably, but they are not exactly the same. The zoo called Nigeria can be termed a state, yes. But when you call it a country, you're wrong. When you call it a nation, you're wrong. A nation is naturally formed. A country is naturally formed. A state can be created. That is why the USA is called the United States. The USA was created. Then it has a government. What makes a state is the government. It's the government that makes a state. These people living within this geographical environment have this government. They have presidents or prime minister or whatever. So that thing that organization called government, managing people within a particular geographical space, is what a state is. So you can create states if you choose. You can create states. But you can't just create a country. Now, when people within these states now begin to accept themselves and they now begin to live together and forge ahead, you can term them a country. But till date, the zoo called Nigeria is not a country. The people cannot mix. It's not a country. That is why the USA, they did not call themselves United Nations because they were never a nation. The 13 states that were the mother states that formed the United States, they were never a country. They were never a nation. They were not naturally formed. They were different people from Europe, from the continent of Europe, Western Europe, that went there and started farm business, and some others went there for their safety because some kings didn't like their religious ideologies. So they left and went to the Newfoundland where everybody can be free. Over time, these kings from Europe came back there and started colonizing them again and gathering them into different states for them to manage them. States, colonies, into different colonies, rather. Yeah, manage them into different colonies, not even states, into different colonies. So these colonies, these 13 different colonies being managed by Britain, came together and said, no, we have to be free. And they fought. So it is the colonies, when they became free, they called it states. And these states, these 13 states, now came together and said that we have to be united, and they became United States. That is how the United States is formed. It's formed by people that came together to live there. So what you have in the zoo is a state, but even the state is false. It's not like the United States. The United States were formed by the people inhabiting the land. I'm not saying the aborigines. They have chased the aborigines. They are now the occupiers. Okay, so it was formed by these occupiers. And also the slaves that they took that supported them, though the slaves didn't have much choice, but there were still some already freed slaves that were part of that agreement. So like some people want to think that the black people in the United States do not belong there. They belong there. There were some freed slaves, freed black slaves, freed black people that fought for the freedom of the United States. Go and check it out. So the black people in the United States, they should have equal rights. It's just racism and all that they are using to suppress them. But of course, today they have equal rights, or will I say almost equal rights. But racism is almost dead in the United States. So this is how the that's why it is called the United States, not United Nations or United Countries or United Communities. So the zoo called Nigeria is a state crafted and designed by foreigners, the British people. They came here, saw people living here, took their lands for colonies, killed those that refused to accept them, to accept their rule, imposed themselves on the people, started stealing the resources of the people. And after a while, they assembled all the people together and designed a government for them and say, you can now have this government. You're now a state. And they call them a country to deceive them. The reason a white man will look at Nigeria and call it a country is to deceive you, to make you to continue to live in that illusion. So when you look at Nigeria and you call it a country, you are actually looking with that goggle of deception, that goggle of illusion. Anytime you call Nigeria a country, or anytime you call Nigeria your country, you are looking at it with the goggle of deception, because you really don't understand. You know, the English language is not our language, so many of our people did not understand this game that have been playing on us, because they imposed their language to us and defined things according to their own language that was alien to us. These things are alien to us, so most of our people do not understand when they are living in deception, when they are living through the telescope of illusion. So that is the beginning of the illusion in the zoo called Nigeria. That is the beginning of the illusion. And that is why whenever you make any stand against this illusion, they will come after you. Why? They want you to continue to live in this illusion. This illusion is the mother of all the other illusion. Is the mother of the illusion of poverty. That you have all the resources on your land, you have all the resources of brain power, yet you are poor. All this illusion, the mother of this illusion is accepting that you're a Nigerian. Accepting that Nigeria is a country, accepting that Nigeria is a nation. So, from 1960 till date, you keep fighting yourselves, you keep running around in circles. Nigeria could have been a great state if it was the ideology of the people, or if it is ever allowed to become the ideology of the people. You know, those of us that are fighting for the restoration of Biafra, we don't have any problem with African unity. We don't have any problem with West African unity. But it should not be on the terms of a white man. It should be on our own terms. We don't have problem with uniting with our African brothers. No. That's not our problem. But that unity must be on our terms, on the agreement of we and our African brothers, not based on the interest of a man from faraway continent that doesn't even look like us. So when you begin to accept your unity by the definition of a white man, then you are living in ignorance. Not just ignorance, you are living in an illusion. So in 1960, they told you that you have become free. That is the freedom of illusion. It is illusion. The 1960 freedom, the independence that they told you, and every year, October 1st, you go all out to begin to celebrate. Celebrating what? What are you celebrating? What are you celebrating? That you have become free. Yet, it is the white man that calls the shots. You have become free. You are independent. Yet, anybody that wants to be president of the zoo must, first of all, have to go to Chatham House in London. And the questions he is going to answer there, you will not know. The late Buhari, before he became president, he went to Chatham House in London. They questioned him, asked him questions, he answered. We don't know the questions they asked him. We don't know the answers he gave. They came back here, rigged the election for him, put him in power, and the rest of the zoo was calm. He ruled with iron fist for 8 years. Kill those he would kill, put those in prison that he would put in prison, oppress those he will oppress, put in poverty. Everybody, even the rich, cried. The same thing happened with Buhari. Went to Chatham House in London. He was asked questions, he gave his answers. What are the questions he asked? We didn't know. What are the answers he gave? We didn't know. I mean, I said Buhari, Tinubu, and today people are suffering. The elections were rigged. And he's there. Peter Obi also went to Chatham House because he has also seen that, okay, people are going to Chatham House. But he's not their candidate because he has sense. Or he looks like he has sense. I cannot say he has sense, but because he looks like he has sense. And when you have sense, you're a threat. When you are smart as an African, you're a threat to hold power in an African nation or in an African territory like the zoo. You're a threat. So somebody that's obviously is driven by greed is the best candidate of Britain. And Tinubu serves, or Tinubu seemed to occupy that position because he just wants to be president. He just wants to occupy that position. He has stolen all the money that he needs to steal from the zoo, but he wants to have that position and have that power before he dies. He doesn't even care if he dies in power. After all, Buhari died in power and it was covered up. He doesn't care if he dies in power. Doesn't care about his age. He just wants to have it. Provided he's still breathing, let him have the power. These are selfish men, greedy men. They don't care about anybody. If he really cared about the people more than he cared for power, and he wants to achieve both, he could have said, okay, Osibanjo is my boy. Let Osibanjo be president. I am too old now to rule. Let me sit back. But no, he said he must be the one. He's never too old. Even though he can barely walk, still doesn't care. So an illusion will make you feel like you have something. And that is why when some of us are saying that we are not free, some people that are looking with the lenses of illusion, they will tell you, but you have independence. You are free. Is it a white man that is ruling Nigeria? We are free as Nigerians. We can accept it. We are all Nigerians. No, we are not. The white man doesn't have the right to come here and create whatever he likes and force us to operate on it. And some people will be asking, or you'll be thinking in your mind, what do you mean forcing you? Is it not the zoo called Nigeria that is holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Is it the white man that is holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Is it not the zoo called Nigeria that has been killing our people and putting them in jail? Is it the white man? The zoo called Nigeria is not holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is Britain that is holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is Britain that fought against Biafra in 1967 to 70. It is Britain. It is not the zoo called Nigeria. It is not the Fulani. It is not the Yoruba. All those people, all the Yoruba people that led that war into Biafra land, all the Fulani people, the Middle Belt people that led that war into Biafra land were all puppets of Britain. All of them. Just the same way ECOWAS is serving as a puppet of Britain today. Puppets of France, puppets of the United States to attack Niger. Okay, you see, these are puppets. You see, the people are saying no. We don't want you to go and fight our brothers. But the puppets are busy putting themselves together to attack Niger. And look at it. Britain is standing by them openly. The same Britain that could not speak when the zoo committed international crime to pick Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to tell you that it is them, it is their hand that is doing it. Of course, we are engaging them in their courts. We're not going to say because we know that they are the ones that did it, we'll not engage them in their courts. We will engage them in their courts. Let the whole world see that they don't want to do anything about their citizen, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You know, it is important that we do everything that we should do so that we will not be blameless. You know, there are certain steps that you will take. When you take such steps, some people will blame you. They will say, you have not done everything, but you didn't do this. You did this, you did this, you did this. But what about this? You didn't do it. So you're still at fault. When Ojukwu decided to free our people, Ojukwu took certain steps. But he didn't take all the steps. He didn't take all the steps to prove to all and sundry that this is not a power tussle, that this is survival. We know that it is survival, but it wasn't even all of our people that knew, because as at then, there were still some people that were still comfortable with the zoo called Nigeria. They still thought that some of the zoo could be worked out. That Ojukwu was just so much in a hurry and it was too emotional. That was why some of them that betrayed, they betrayed with that mindset that, oh, Ojukwu is leading our people to death. Let us come back to Nigeria and try to work this thing out. We have lost too many lives we didn't need to lose. Because probably it wasn't all the necessary steps that were taken to prove that indeed these people have tried to make peace. So we must go to the British courts. We must go there. Since they are acting like they do not know anything about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we will go to their court and we will finish the court case with them. Let us finish it. Let them tell us that they cannot come. Fine. Let them tell us that they cannot put any force to the zoo to release our leader. Fine. Fine. But we'll finish it so that the world will not say, but if they didn't come to you, why didn't you go to them? They can claim that they are not aware of it. Officially speaking, it could be true. But now, they cannot claim like that. They cannot claim when we have fully satisfied all the court cases. But we must. We must complete everything. So that when the time comes, if anybody say, oh, you people are aggressive, you are the aggressors, we'll point you to the time that the law said, this is what should be done. And it wasn't done. On that particular case, or that particular area that you're accusing us to be aggressors. We will point you to every step that we have taken. And we're not given fair treatment. And fair judgment wasn't given. And even when fair judgment was given, it was not carried out, it was not obeyed. The world must understand that as we breathe, that is how every other person breathes. If we can die, every other person can die. If you can build weapons with brains, we also have brains, we can also build it. So don't feel too comfortable. Don't feel like you're too powerful. You can kill and you can make alive. You can only kill, you cannot make alive. And if you're a human being and you can kill, there are also human beings in Biafra land that can kill. I may not have all the guts to kill somebody as an individual, but it doesn't mean that everybody in Biafra land are like me. There are many people that have the guts. So if you can kill, there are people also that can kill you. So we must do everything so that we will not be blameless. We must exhaust every legal and everything reasonable, because we are in for this thing for our freedom. And there is nothing that will stop us. It does not matter the number of people that you kill. It doesn't matter who you or how you try to intimidate. We are out here for our freedom. Because long time ago, we have removed the goggle of illusion. And we can see clearly. We can see clearly. And we can see all the deception that is going on. And that is why some of us are on radio, so that others will see. There are some people, they can see with one eye, but the other eyes are still seeing illusion. The other eyes are still seeing illusion. They still accept some level of illusion. There is still some level of illusion that they accept. And that is why some of us are called to break those walls. We must remove the goggle so that you can see with your optical eyes and not through the lenses of illusion. After these folks came here, colonized our fathers, when they wanted to leave, they imbibed the American system of illusion. Colonization by illusion. The American system is what is running this world today. That is why they are the world power. It is the American ideology. It is the American system. They rule you from their country. They stay in their country. They rule you far away where you are. Are you wondering why Liberia is not making progress? Liberia was more or less supposed to be the colony of the United States. It is the slaves from the United States that were pushed to Liberia to settle there. And some of the freed slaves that were educated went to Liberia from the United States. Okay? And started trying to progress, because these people have always wanted to return back to Africa. These freed slaves, they have always wanted to return back to Africa. So many of them moved from the United States, the ones that were free. And some of them were rich, and also they moved from the United States and settled in Liberia. Earlier on, because the United States, when slavery was stopped in America, they carried some of the slaves and took them to the to Liberia. Liberia is the area of liberty, just as the zoo is the area of darkness. Liberty area, that is Liberia, the liberty area. So Liberia, as it is in a very deep illusion. Deep illusion. The American system of colonialism. America said, no, we don't practice the European system. We don't practice European style. Be free. Be free. Establish yourself. They just went there, set up their government, help them to set up their government. Oh, stay there and be free. Liberia thought they are free. Yes, you can use our money, you can use our dollar. Liberia thought they are free. Till today, is Liberia free? Liberia is still struggling. Struggling. And America have so much power over there. But yet, they are living in the deception of freedom. In the illusion. So, this illusion is the American system. The system that the freed Europeans that created the United States, that is the system that they created, which was an advanced system of colonialism. So, this thing began with false independence. They allow you to have local rule, but they control you from a distance. False independence. That is the beginning. Then the next level is false power. False power. Political positions are not political power. The fact that you have a political position does not mean that you have political power. Political positions are not political power. If you are living in a state created by your enemies, your political position will be used against your own people. That is why you see the governors of the Southeast always calling the Zoo terrorist army to come and kill their own people. Political positions is not political power. Not all of them love what they are doing. Not all of them love what they are doing. The only thing is that they love their political positions more than they love their people. So they want to protect their political positions so that their masters will like them and allow them to continue in office. Ex-Governor Wike of Rivers State was being seen to be somebody that wanted to act like he had political power. What did they do to him? They gave him strict conditions. You either show to us that you are not in support of IPOB. You must kill them to prove to us that you're not in support. You know, anybody that wants to show to the zoo that they are loyal to the contraption of the zoo, the first thing to do is to look for IPOB members to kill. Kidnap and kill. That is how to show your loyalty in the zoo. Why? Because these are the people that are enlightened. These are the people that their eyes have opened. They have removed the goggle of illusion so they can see. And they are telling everybody, remove your goggle. Remove your goggle. That is why you're suffering. The goggle of illusion that you're putting on, that is why you're suffering. You must remove it. And because they are doing that, the people that asked them to put the goggle are annoyed. So they are coming after those that are saying that people should remove the goggle of illusion. Because they want you to continue to see things from the lenses of illusion instead of the lenses of reality. So political positions are not political power. You have no power. Sometimes political positions will even make you to be much more in bondage than you were before the political position. Because now you are now open. You must make choices. You can't just stay in your houses. If you don't have political positions, you can remain in your house and complain. You don't have political position. But when you have political position, you make choices. And your choice will either mean that you will allow yourself to be used to destroy your land, destroy your people, or you will stand against your masters and they will crush you very easily. So the political positions bring you out, exposes you. Libya had political, Muammar Gaddafi of Libya had political position. He was the president of Libya. But Libya wasn't free, even though he was chasing freedom. He was chasing freedom. Libya wasn't free. Why wasn't Libya free? Libya wasn't free because they could still kill Gaddafi. If Libya was free, they wouldn't have been able to kill Gaddafi. You must understand that freedom comes with strength. You must be able to defend yourself if you're free. So, but Muammar Gaddafi himself is a freedom fighter. He chose to die free than accept to lead his people into destruction. Because as at that point where they have gotten to, he had to make choice. Either he submits to them. If he submits to them and say, okay, I'm no longer going to pursue Africa freedom and all, and trying to have freedom of our resources, economic freedom in Africa and in Libya. If he had decided that he would no longer pursue that, they would have let him be. They wouldn't have killed him. They wouldn't have destroyed Libya. But he chose to be the martyr of Africa's freedom. He was chasing after economic freedom of Africa. Because the whole of Africa is in economic bondage. Muammar Gaddafi was chasing economic freedom for Africa. And that was why they killed him. He sacrificed himself. He made himself to be a martyr. Maybe if Muammar Gaddafi didn't say what he said, or if Muammar Gaddafi did not submit himself to death, maybe Africa wouldn't have been able to rise today. Like what some people will say, that it is Muammar Gaddafi that died for Africa. Of course, Muammar Gaddafi is actually the one that died for Africa. You can actually say that Muammar Gaddafi died for Africa. The only thing is that he did not resurrect. But he has resurrected in many. Muammar Gaddafi has resurrected in all of us. In Mazi Kano, in the man from South Africa, and all over Africa, in Ibrahim Traore, in Niger. Muammar Gaddafi is now everywhere. He has resurrected. And that fire will not stop. For those that think it will stop, it will never stop. We have removed the goggle of illusion. That illusion that makes us, that makes people feel like, oh, it is fine, we are okay where we are. That it is fine. We are okay. That illusion that makes you think that, oh, we are okay. Yeah, we are fine. We have job. You don't care about the number of people that do not have jobs. You have job. Oh, I am educated. I've gone to the university. I'm out. I'm educated. What about those other people that could have had the same opportunity? But they can't because they couldn't afford it. They could have been educated like you, but they couldn't afford it. They make you feel like if fewer people are powerful, that is when you will be powerful. If within your sphere, you are the only one that is rich and powerful, they make you feel that that is when you are powerful. But that is not true. That is an illusion. When many people within your sphere of contact are powerful, that is when you are truly powerful. When many people from where you come from are powerful, that is when you are truly powerful. Why do you think a poor citizen of the United States that travels to other places cannot be treated just anyhow? He is poor, but he is coming from a country that is rich and powerful and have many rich and powerful people. So wherever he is in the world, he's protected. So you must understand it. Why is it that NATO will only bring powerful countries and rich countries into NATO? Why? Because they want NATO to be powerful. So they bring powerful people and rich people within their sphere of contact. But an African wants to be the only one that is wise, the only one that is powerful. Anyone that is coming up, you must kill him. You must frustrate him. You must destroy him. You must blackmail him. No! You are destroying yourself. When you come after me to blackmail me, to destroy me, you're not destroying me, you're destroying yourself. Because if I'm strong, it amounts to your strength. If you are strong, it amounts to my strength. Except you are strong for our collective enemies. That is when it becomes a problem. So, for me, if I know I'm doing something good and you are after me, then I will begin to see you the same way I see the politicians on our land. Because it is obvious that you are still walking through the lenses of illusion. How do you have political power, but your voices are nothing in the world? You're a local champion. You want to have political power in Biafra land. and be controlling people in Biafra land. But when you go to Europe, you're a nobody. Nobody knows you. Nobody respects you. People pass. In Biafra land, you'll be moving with siren. Whoa, 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 whoa. But when you go to Europe, you're just like any other person. You're just like any other person. Talking to all those governors and senators. When you go to Europe, you know, you're just like any other person. You enter public transport. No special treatments. But when you go to Biafra land, you want to be the king. You want to be God there. Must fear you. That is why some Biafrans think I am weak and frail, because I am not after anybody being afraid of me. Why should you be afraid of me? No matter how powerful I am, no matter how rich I become, I will never desire such. Because all men are equal, and I don't see anybody in that light. No matter how rich and powerful you are, I will respect you, but I will never fear you. I don't see any human being in that way, and I don't expect anybody to see me that way. But some people are made differently. If they cannot fear you, they cannot respect you, because they are programmed that way. They can't fear you, they can't respect you. So all they need to do is to fight that fear. For them to disrespect you, they just need to fight that fear, because they are programmed to disrespect everybody. But it is wrong. It is wrong. You should respect people but not fear them. I don't fear anybody, but I respect people. Even a child I respect. Doesn't mean I don't discipline children. I discipline a lot, but I respect. I respect. So, your political position, if your political position amounts to nothing outside of Africa, why do you want Biafrans to worship you? But no, they make you that way. They make you in such a way that in Biafra land you become too powerful for people to worship you. Meanwhile, in their own places, their politicians are not like that. They don't treat their people that way. The politicians in Europe don't treat their people that way. They meet people every day on the streets. They pass them, people pass, they go their way. Nobody have their time. Nobody's after them. Nobody worships them. But you will go there. They even treat you less than they treat their politicians. Because you're a black man, they will treat you like the way they will treat every black man on the street. Even if you tell them that, oh, in Africa, I am a governor somewhere, they will just be looking at you. Okay, you're a governor in one state in Africa. Okay, okay. But you come to Biafra land, you want to be the Lord and Master. People must worship you. If they don't worship you, then it's a problem. So because we tell you the truth to your face, we must die. You must kill us. You must kill everybody that tells you the truth to your face. You're powerless. You have no power. When you go to Europe as somebody of repute in China, as a political office holder in China, if you go to anywhere in Europe and they hear that you're a senior political office holder in China, they will treat you with full respect. Full respect. Why? Because they respect China. They respect China. You know, Africans always want people to love them. Africans always want people to love them. Like children. It's children that seek for love. Oh, mama doesn't love me. Oh, papa doesn't love me. He did not buy me sweets. He doesn't love me. He did not buy me biscuits. He does not, he doesn't love me. She doesn't love me. Oh, mother loves me more than Papa because mother buys me biscuits. Behaving like children, you want people to love you. People respect people that should earn their respect. People that knows their right from their left. People that respect themselves and respect their people. If you don't respect people that looks like you, people that speak the same language that like you, then you don't respect yourself. How do you expect people to respect you? When people protest on your land, you send army to kill them, you send police to shoot at them, then you have no respect for yourself. How do you expect them to respect you? How do you expect them to respect your people? How do you expect them to respect black people? When black people kill black people every day. You have no respect for your skin. You have no respect for your people. How do you expect the white man to respect you? As I am here, I don't expect the white man to respect me. Why? Because from where I come from, we have not shown that we deserve respect. And that is why I'm doing this. I am doing this, and I can never stop doing it because I must show to the world that I, Tari Nemi, I deserve respect. I won't take any shit. Even if the whole of Biafra land accepts the slavery called Nigeria, they can accept and go. But I won't take it. I, as an individual, I deserve respect. I won't take it. That is who I am. So if the rest of the people say, oh, we all want this bondage, there is no problem. But it should be on record that Tari Nemi rejected bondage. That is who I am. I don't mind walking solo. It doesn't bug me. I don't mind walking solo. I deserve respect. And I know to deserve respect, you must earn it. The Chinese haven't always been the way they are. There was a time that Africans didn't even have any respect for a Chinese person. There were times when the whole world looked at China very down. There were times when the zoo called Nigeria had respect more than China. Of course, some people that are very young will be shocked at what I'm saying. It is true. There were times like that in this world. But what did the Chinese do? They changed everything. They changed the status quo. Today, if China coughs, the whole world will be shaking. Yet, China have not fought war with anybody. Very smart people. They don't go about fighting wars, but they prepare themselves to the extent that you that want to fight war, if you want to fight war with China, you must be very prepared. They are not aggressors. The Chinese are not aggressors. Forget whatever feelings you might have. I'm not saying that they are good people. They are not. They are not good people. Nobody in this world is good. Nobody in this world is good. We Africans, we're even worse because our own bad is to our own people. Nobody is good. The Chinese are not good people, but they are smart. I must give it to them. They were failing politically and they braced up. We have been failing politically and we cannot brace up. Because if you do not rise up politically, if you do not put your house together politically, you cannot put any other thing together in your life. You cannot put any other thing together. As a man, you have a wife, you have children. Your children are seeing you always, you're beating your wife. Always, you're beating your wife. You cannot put your relationship with your wife in place in such a way that your children will be seeing you as an icon. What do you expect those children to become when they grow up? They'll be damaged. They will think it is normal. Whenever they get into a relationship, as a man, they want to beat the woman. As a woman, they will expect that the man should beat them. So they will always be fomenting troubles. And you have disaster everywhere. That's what we have in many homes. Disaster that produce disasters that produce disasters. The people are broken. Many of them. So you begin to hear divorce, or wife killed husband, or husband killed wife, and all of that. So if you do not put your house together, everything will fall apart. Everything will fall apart. Everything will fall apart. So political position is an illusion. When your supposed country is bondage. The zoo called Nigeria is bondage. It's an illusion of freedom. Nobody is free. To maintain the zoo called Nigeria, you must give police guns. If those AK-47 is withdrawn from the police, from Nigeria police, there will be no Nigeria in 1 week. That AK-47, withdraw AK-47 from Nigeria police. I assure you, there will be no Nigeria in 1 week. 1 week, there will be no Nigeria. That is why they will always keep the AK-47 in the hands of the police. Because it is out of fear that people accept to be Nigerians. It's out of fear. In 1 week, you're not carrying AK-47. You're a police officer. The people that you call Nigerians today, they will eat you up. There will be no Nigeria. Because it is that fear that they are using to sustain the zoo. Because it's an illusion. It's an illusion. Another illusion that they make people to feel like they are okay, they are comfortable or not, or something. When you begin to realize all these games that are being played on you, and you begin to speak out, you begin to speak up, you begin to say, no, I don't accept this, no, I don't accept that. What would they do? They will now gather you together and bribe you. They will bribe you, give you so much money, so that you will think that you now have economic freedom. Mostly, when that person is poor, they'll give you money to settle you with money, so that you will now think that, oh, I now have economic freedom. So if I cannot free everybody, at least I have freed myself. My dear, you are in the illusion of freedom. You're not free. It doesn't matter the money that you have. If you are from a place that is bondage, you are in bondage. That is why you carry the Nigerian passport. Anywhere you go to in the world, you are a Nigerian. You are seen as a Nigerian. The stigma of Nigeria is what you carry. No matter how rich, no matter how poor. A Nigerian, you are. The stigma you carry. So, if you like, have all the money. You are still in an illusion. And That is the same thing that the politicians are in. Political positions are like bribe. And when they bribe you, or they keep bribing you, they will start using you. Why do you think former freedom fighters that are bribed turn against their people and to destroy their people? They start trying to destroy their people. They turn against their people and start trying to destroy their people after taking bribes. Some of them will hide it. You won't know that they are bribed. But how do you know? They will start opening doors for people to be kidnapped. They will start opening doors for people to be killed. Why? They are now being used. Because you have to work for the money, of course. No money is free. Nobody gives you free money. So when they bribe you, they will start using you. They'll start using you against your own people. That is it. They'll start using you against your own land. That is it. Former freedom fighters, now freedom destroyers. That is the game. That is how they work. But when that money is coming, you will think, oh, I am getting freedom. I am getting personal freedom, financial freedom for myself. No, you're not. You're not. You're putting yourself into greater bondage, deeper bondage when you collect bribe. Deeper bondage. Because initially, before you started, nobody was paying you to destroy your people. Nobody was paying you to expose your people. Nobody was paying you to kill your people and expose them to danger. But when you now accept bribe, that bribe is not for you to go and sleep. Most of the times, they don't bribe you to go and sleep. And when they bribe yourself, even yourself, you cannot go and sleep. So they will engage you. You will still want to make yourself look as if you're still there. They will engage you and start using you to destroy people. They start using you to destroy your own. The same thing you built. The same thing you built. That is how they operate. So the only way to have economic freedom is to do business. But sometimes, how can you do business in a place where your people are being hunted? Even that economic freedom is still limited to political freedom. Because look at it. Ibeto Cement is gone. Ibeto went into business. But because there needs to be a monopoly, the Fulani wants Fulani economy centered around one Fulani man called Dangote. Every other businesses within the zoo called Nigeria must have to die for Dangote to stand. If you were free, such a thing would not take place. So that is the genuine way for you to have economic freedom. But even that is not enough. Because political freedom is very important. Political freedom protects every other kind of freedom. It's important. Some people will run away from the land, go out, make money. At the end of the day, where you are, they will keep reminding you of where you came from. So you run away from there, but you still carry the identity, the image everywhere you go to. You are still not free. If your land is not free, it doesn't matter where you run to, you are not free. Doesn't matter where you go to hide. You can be enjoying things that people on your land may not be able to enjoy. You can have a certain access to things, but it doesn't mean that you are free. It doesn't make you free. It doesn't. It doesn't make you free. All those are illusion of freedom. Illusion. They bribe you. Illusion. You now think, oh, you're now okay for yourself. Selfishness. Illusion. Why? If everybody from where I come from is strong, then I'll be respected. Then I'll be strong. If you're a man, you have friends. You are a rich man, you have rich friends, because rich people sometimes also get into problem. You're a rich man, you have rich friends. When you have need, when your rich friends have need or have challenges, they can come to you for help, and you can help. And when you have challenges, you go to your rich friends. Your rich friends will help. That is how life is. That is how it revolves. Rich and powerful people know this. That is why they make friends with people along their class, because they know that sometimes they need each other's help. But the local champion wants to be the only one, strong. When anything happens to him, he's gone. Nobody can help him. He cannot turn anywhere for help, because he has used the little strength God gave to him to destroy all those around him that could have become strong and help him when he is going to have challenges in the future. Why do you think rich people want their children to marry from other rich homes? Because they want to keep that class. Because when a rich man marries a poor woman, everything comes from him and his family. But if the woman is also coming from a rich home, then everything will be balanced. Nobody will be a liability to anybody. And the psychology will be the same. So, that is the game. That's the game. They want to bribe you. And if you do not accept, they will even increase the force. That is why in 2016 to 2017, when our leader Mazi was kidnapped in Lagos and taken to Abuja and all that, in 2017 he was released, giving him conditions. They thought that by releasing him then, maybe when he comes out, they can still talk to him to bribe him more. Since they have talked to him over there, they couldn't bribe him. When he comes out, they talk to him to bribe him. When he came out, they still couldn't bribe him. What did they do? They tried to kill him. That is how they operate. They can't bribe you, they will try to kill you. Or they will just kill you if they can. Most times they will not even try to bribe you if they can kill you easily. But you can't just kill Mazi. He has already started a fire that has consumed millions of people. So how can you kill him? Can't kill him. So they want to bribe him so that the same fire that he started, he will put it off. Because most times, it is the person that started the fire that can put off the fire. If you kill him, oh, that fire will never go off again. It becomes an everlasting fire. It becomes an everlasting fire. That is the game. So they want to make sure that the person that started the fire kills the fire. use him to destroy his own works. That is their game. That is how they operate. So, this illusion must be defeated. The illusion, you must take the illusion away. Take the illusion out. Take the goggle of illusion away from your eyes so that you can use your optical eyes to see the reality of day. So when it is daytime, you know. When it is nighttime, you know. But when your goggle is dark shade, every time looks like night. And you will not know. So when they want you to live in the night all the time, as the zoo is, where there is no light, you're always in the night. Even in the heat of the sun, you're at night. You can't see anything. You can't see anything. So, when these people come after you in a movement like this, one of the illusions that they want you to believe is that that person in the Biafra movement that you do not agree with is more dangerous to you than the one that has kept you in bondage for donkey years. Just like they used to make us believe before that the governors and those in political positions are our problem. The governors in our land are our problem, not Fulani. When we established that the alliance, the Fulani alliance, and control of the zoo is more of our problem, they told us, they tried to make us to believe that, oh, you cannot call Britain. Yeah, Britain left here since 1960. They have no hand in anything that is going on here. But yet, we see the British High Commissioner going about planting disease. Not physical disease, but disease in the minds of people, stabilizing British power in Nigeria. But yet you are telling us that Britain left here since 1960. Why is the British High Commissioner so powerful? Why is she traveling around all over Nigeria, meeting with leaders, meeting with INC, meeting with Ohaneze, meeting with Afenifere, meeting leaders, meeting governors, traveling all around? Why was she doing that? Because they want to ensure that they stabilize their power. And after the woman have done all the things, all the evil, she has done all the evil, stabilized power for Britain. They took her away and brought another man that to be quiet, because she has showed herself too much, and she has showed herself too much on camera and exposed Britain too much. On Twitter, she will make a post and she will lock up comment section so that people will not go there and insult her. Because it was too obvious. But even the man that have come, what has he done? Has he made any statement? In fact, people are even forgotten that there is British High Commission in Nigeria. That is how they work. The illusion. They want you to be comfortable while in bondage. Be comfortable. Be okay. You're fine. There is no problem. Let everything be moving on fine. Okay? Let everything be moving on fine. There is no problem. And anybody that tries to complain, they'll blackmail you. They'll call you criminals. They will call you terrorists. They will call you all sorts of things just so that you will stop. They will not stop what they are doing. That is the funniest thing here. They will never stop what they are doing. They will continue. But they want you to stop. They want you to stop your agitation. They want you to stop complaining. But they do not stop stealing from you. They do not stop killing you. Are you seeing it? What you are doing that hurts them, they want you to stop doing it. But what they are doing that made you to start doing it, because agitations are usually reactions. Nobody will just begin to agitate if there is no problem. So, when you begin to complain, you begin to agitate, you begin to protest. They say, no, don't protest. No, don't agitate. No, don't say these kind of things. They bribe Facebook to make sure that people do not see your works, to make sure that people do not hear from you. There's one of our brothers that took it upon himself to always fight me. Always, he has been fighting me. He doesn't want people to even listen to me, blackmailing me all around. Recently, he started saying, okay, we should not fight again. We should attack the zoo. Immediately, Facebook picked up on him because he now wants to face reality. Because he has been living in an illusion since. Now that he has decided to put his energy towards the zoo, Facebook came after him the same way they've been coming after us. We've not been complaining. They came after him. People are now telling him, oh, you search for me, you will not see me. We search for you, we did not see you. Many people will search for Tari Nemi on Facebook. You won't see it. You will not see it. You will not see my page there. Because 2-4, they are after it to suppress it as much as possible. The SS agents will even create names that looks like Tari Nemi, so that when you search, you will have like 10 different names. Most of those accounts don't exist. All of them, some of them will be Tari Nemi or Tuari Nemi, Tuari Niemi, different things. So that when you search, you will see all those unnecessary names that don't exist. Nobody owned those names. Nobody actually answered those names. I know many years ago, if you search on Facebook, if you search my name on Facebook, there's only one lady that used to bear my name. That was my namesake. Only one lady. Though hers was even short form. And later she even changed it. She's not even bearing Tari Nemi anymore. But no, you will see long list of other names. You will not see mine. They want to choke the truth. They want to suppress it. That is what they do. That is what they have always done. Once you decide that, oh, I want to face reality, they will come hard after you. If you do not stop and you're not careful, they will pick you. Doesn't matter how much you've been foolishly serving them before. Whether you've been serving them, it doesn't matter to them. If you choose that from today, I want to do the right thing, they will come after you. They will come hard after you. Hard. Why? They need you to be in the illusion. That illusion that tells you that your brother is your enemy. That is an illusion. That is an illusion. That they want you to remain within that illusion of fighting yourselves. Oh, he's this, he's that. Gossip. Okay, so that you begin to gossip. You say, oh, this one, I hate him. I don't like this one. I don't like, oh, this one is this. Oh, he cannot even feed himself. He cannot, oh, they will be clapping for you. You are doing very, very well. They will be clapping for you. But once you begin to face reality, you begin to put all your arsenals towards where the problem really is to achieve results. You begin to gather all your strength and put it where you should achieve results. Oh, they'll come after you. They'll come hard after you. There are some of us who don't have time for nonsense. Of course, if we observe somebody that is misbehaving or that is showing signs of working for the enemies, we'll talk about him, we'll expose him, and we'll forget it. We move on. That is how we operate. Or that is how I operate, because I am beginning to see many people are not operating that way. That is how I operate. If you are misbehaving and I may not begin just I saw one mistake you made. If I am in discussion with you, I can address it. But if I'm not, I will ignore. 1, 2, I will ignore. But if it becomes too much, that it's beginning to look like it's like this one I've taken bribe and is actually after his own people, I will say it, I will expose it. Doesn't matter who believes me. If everybody do not believe me today, of course, such things do not hide. It's just a matter of time. After a while, they are going to understand that, okay, I was right. So within the space where they understand that I was right, it doesn't matter to me. I will focus on the goal. I will continue doing what I've been doing. Hit the nail on the head. So if you think I've been wrong, or my decisions have been wrong, or my actions have been wrong, then ignore me and continue doing your work. Continue hitting the nail at the head. Go after the enemy. Ignore me the same way I ignore you. Go after the enemy. Hit hard on the enemy. Stop trying to hit hard within. Gather your strength and hit within. You're destroying yourself. You are living in an illusion. You will never achieve results. You'll be running around the circle of illusion, thinking that you're making progress. But no, you're making no progress. And that is what many people have been led into. Many people in this movement have been led into moving around in circle since June 2021, when our leader was kidnapped. Many people have been led to be moving around in circles. So they don't actually make any progress, and they don't allow others to make progress. They are moving around in circles. They have just remained on the same spot. And they gather so much strength and so much energy and make others to remain at that same spot. And whenever you complain and say, oh, can't you see that you're not making progress? They will say, oh, for you to complain, you are the problem. They will now come out hard after you. They are seeing that they are not making any progress. They are seeing that they have been attacking, they have been picking people, making unnecessary enemies, yet not making progress. They do not know that their problem, the reason they are not making progress, the reason they are not moving forward is because they are making unnecessary enemies. They cannot see it. Why? They are in the illusion. They are living within the illusion. They are seeing things from the lenses of illusion. They are not seeing reality. The reality is that you're not making progress. The reality is that the enemy is comfortable. He's getting more comfortable by the day. You're not seeing that. Some people will know that this person or this particular people are actually not guilty, or they may not be sure. There are some people, some foolish people that have accused other people that maybe do not agree with them, that are professing to be in the Biafra movement, to restore Biafra. These people do not agree with their own ideology. Now, because these people do not agree with their own ideology, when they see anything that goes wrong in Biafra land, they accuse them. Meanwhile, most of these actions are not done by any of these people. are actually done by the zoo, their police, their army, and the Fulani disguising as our people. And when you blame this one, turn around, blame. I'm pointing finger at you, you're pointing finger at me. We now fight to kill ourselves. Meanwhile, the main culprit is going free. Illusion. They keep you within that illusion. I remember this illusion of this one fighting this one and this one fighting that one. Britain designed it even before they picked Mazi and Kanu. They designed it. They designed this illusion. And there are some people, whether they know what they are doing or they don't know what they are doing, I do not know. There are some people that are helping them. From the onset, they designed it. How do I know? There was a time, me that do not go about attacking people. At that beginning stage, there was a time some people just started coming. Leave this person alone. Leave this person alone. Leave who alone? Am I attacking anybody? Leave this man alone. Leave this man alone. And when you take your time to go through some of those pages or accounts, you see that they are new. Most of them are not older than 2021. They are new accounts. Most of those accounts are not older than 2021. They are DSS agents. They are all there. All they want is to foment hatred amongst you. The DSS agents, they are on Facebook. They are on Twitter. They are in all these places. They enjoy it when you are loggerheads against yourself. You are always fighting, looking for enemies, creating enemies. Some of them are there creating enemies for you, blackmailing your comrades for you, and you will be there celebrating them. And nobody is talking about DSS agents on social media anymore. Our leader used to talk about them. Our leader used to expose them. How come nobody is exposing them? Now, anybody that is fermenting, that is a problem, must be somebody that you do not agree with somewhere. Most of them are DSS agents. Most of them are DSS agents. All they're after is for you not to be productive. For you to continue in that illusion. For you to just remain within that illusion so that you will never be able to make progress. Another illusion is fame. Some people want to have fame. You want to be popular. You want people to love, not really love you. You want people to praise you. Oh, she's good. Oh, he's good. So you want to always say things that people will praise you for. They will nurture you to become popular. When you have false people power, you do not have people. You are weak. Popularity without true freedom, without true loyalty, or loyalty rather, sorry, you're not free. It's an illusion. It makes some people feel important. Some people that have inferiority complex. Oh, it makes them feel important. That they have fame. The only thing that will make me feel more important than I feel now is the freedom of Biafra. It's the sovereignty of Biafra. That is the only thing. But for me, I have no complex issues. I feel very much important as I am. It doesn't matter what you say to me. I know what I know about myself. And some of you, though, they will give you false security. Look at it. All, I said all the insecurity, all the terrorism in the world is created and managed by the colonizers. The colonizers create terrorism in places where they fear that the people over there might become strong and challenge them someday. The Middle East. Terrorism was created in the Middle East to control the nations in the Middle East. Some people just think all those people are just so stupid to just be killing their people. Terrorism there was created. Of course, it is possible some of these people started some of these things. But most times it is hijacked. So that the nations within that area, okay, the nations within that geographical area will not be strong. So they will be busy fighting terrorism instead of developing. Terrorism was brought to West Africa, to the zoo, because of fear. Because of fear, because you know, when people now begin to have freedom of speech, which the zoo called Nigeria started having from 1999, even though the freedom of speech is not entirely free, but over time it begins to get free. With time, they now have democracy. Okay? Of course, the democracy is not is not true democracy, but at least it was better than when those men in uniform that were being controlled by the West were there. Whatever America tells them is what they do over here. And you cannot challenge them because they are dictators. So now people could now ask questions, people could now challenge. And people could vote. They knew that it's just a matter of time for the illusion, the goggle of illusion to fall off the eyes of the people, for the people to begin to see reality. They knew that it was just a matter of time. They knew that this time of people like IPOB is coming. These people, they can foretell the future by studying. Because these people are colonizers. So they study the psychology of people. They knew that it is just a matter of time for the people to become aware, for the awareness of their own reality to increase. And when this awareness increases, these puppets that they put to control them, it will fall apart. They knew that it is just a matter of time. That was why they created Boko Haram. That's why they created ISIS West Africa. That's why they created all these terrorist groups, so that you will be busy fighting instead of developing. You'll be busy fighting. They created all these terrorist groups. It is the same colonizers that created the terrorist groups. Don't be deceived. It is the same colonizers. Muslim, Islamic extremism is just an excuse. There are many good Muslims. Islamic extremism is an excuse. It's just an excuse. The whole idea is control. Control. Domination. To get you busy while they come in and control. That is the whole idea. That is why Boko Haram is there. That is just the reason. So they give you false security. They make you feel like, oh, you're not being attacked, but they're attacking you. And that is why they have been nurturing Boko Haram, nurturing this terrorism. Why do you think the UN Secretary General, United Nations Secretary General, will go to the zoo and approve of terrorists that is still the same terrorism that is still ravaging the zoo, approve that these terrorists should be incorporated into the army, into the police of a free nation or supposedly free nation. And there are citizens that these people will be sent to protect. The same citizens that they were killing without any reason. These are the people killing citizens. They were killing people. They just kill people. They can just go to a particular community and kill. All they want to do is just to cast fear on the people and on the government. That is what they want to achieve. They have no clear-cut reason why they are doing that. They have no clear-cut reason why they are doing that. That is all they want to achieve. So, you now bring these people that they are bloodthirsty, the bloodthirsty folks, you bring them to protect citizens. By right, anybody that is going to the army of any reasonable country or the police system of any reasonable country, the psychology of that person is supposed to be thoroughly examined before you send this person to go and protect citizens. The psychology is to be examined. Anybody that is a terrorist has psychological problem. Of course, they are paid. But apart from being paid, if the person is sincerely a terrorist, it is only a psychological problem that will make somebody to be a terrorist. Because why should you just enjoy making people afraid? You're a mad person. It's madness. It should be considered a psychological defect. But no, they carry all these people and put into the army. Even if you want to incorporate them into the society, it's not to put them into the army and the police, most especially the police, where they'll be interfacing with citizens, normal people, the people that they used to kill. You now give them AK-47. Oh. And the United Nations Secretary General is there clapping for ex-President Buhari or the person wearing the mask. You should understand that the United Nations is being run by these folks, these colonizers, and their friend in USA and the European colonizers and all these other people in the West. They control the United Nations. Okay? They control the United Nations. You should understand that. They run the United Nations. So when you see the UN Secretary General come to approve of such inhuman activity, you should know that that thing was actually created by them. Our time is fast spent. And I thank you all for listening. And I want you to go home, to take this home. I want you to take this message home. If you truly want the freedom of Biafra, You must cut yourself off from every illusion, most especially the illusion of brother-to-brother fights. You must put all your arsenal at the targets, at the goal. Put yourself together. Put your arsenal at the goal. The zoo is the goal. And that is the work that we came here to do. If you truly want our people to be free, if you truly want our land to be free, then you must do what you should do. Thank you very much for listening. This is Biafra Radio, and this is Voice of the Coast on Biafra Radio. I am your host on Voice of the Coast. My name is Kimiowei Tari Nemi. Thank you, and God bless you.